I'm Abigail Fox, 34, an interior designer in Chicago, Illinois. My whole life, my family treated me like the odd one out, single, independent, not chasing their version of success. Last Christmas, I went to my sister's house for dinner, hoping to reconnect. Big mistake. Halfway through the meal, my sister stood up, her voice sharp as a knife. "You're a traitor, Abigail. You told everyone my husband cheated, didn't you?" The room went dead quiet. My mother stared at her plate, saying nothing. My aunts, uncles, cousins, all eyes on me, judging. I froze, my heart pounding. I hadn't said a word about her marriage. I tried to speak, but she cut me off. "You've always been jealous, trying to tear me down." My throat tightened, but I swallowed the tears. Everyone believed her. They turned away, whispering as if I was the villain. I wanted to scream to defend myself, but the words wouldn't come. That night wasn't just a dinner, it was a setup to destroy me. Days later, I uncovered a secret she'd kill to keep hidden. Stay tuned, because this fight exposed who my real family is. If you've ever been betrayed by someone you trusted, what would you do? Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below. Share your story. I'm reading everyone. I stumbled out of the dining room, my hands shaking, my chest tight. My sister's words still burned in my ears, but I wouldn't let myself cry, not yet. I pushed through the front door to the porch, needing air, needing to escape the weight of their stares. My mother followed me out, her voice low but firm. "Abigail, you need to apologize to your sister. This family can't handle more drama." I turned stunned. Apologize? "She lied about me, Mom. I never said a word about her husband." She crossed her arms, unmoved. "Just say you're sorry. It's Christmas. Let it go." I stared at her, the woman who always chose peace over truth, and felt a crack in my heart. Before I could answer, my phone buzzed texts from my aunt, my cousin, even my uncle. "Don't ruin the holidays, Abigail. Your sister's going through enough. Be the bigger person." Each message hit like a jab, piling on the guilt. They all believed her lie. I was the outcast again. My friend found me on the porch, her face soft with worry. "Abigail, you okay?" she asked, sitting beside me. I shook my head. "She called me a traitor in front of everyone." "Why would she do that?" My friend leaned closer, her voice dropping. "Something's off about her story. I've seen her acting weird lately. Secretive, always on her phone. What if she's hiding something?" My stomach twisted. Hiding something? I'd always trusted my sister, even when she treated me like I didn't belong, but now doubt crept in. I remembered the way she dodged questions about the family trust fund last month, brushing it off with a laugh. Was she setting me up to take the fall for something else? My friend squeezed my hand. "You don't deserve this. Don't let her win." I nodded, my jaw tightening. I wasn't just hurt anymore. I was angry. I'd spent years swallowing their judgment, their dismissal of my life, my choices. But this was different. My sister had crossed a line, and I wasn't going to stay silent. Back inside, I avoided the dining room and slipped into the hallway where my cousin cornered me. "You're making this harder than it needs to be," he said, his tone sharp. "Just talk to her." I met his eyes, my voice steady. "I didn't do what she said. Why is everyone so quick to believe her?" He looked away, uncomfortable, and walked off. That's when it hit me. They didn't care about the truth. They just wanted the problem me to disappear. My phone buzzed again. Another text, this time from my mother. "Come back to the table, Abigail. Don't make a scene." I deleted it, my hands trembling with a mix of rage and betrayal. I wasn't going back. Not to that table, not to their lies. I grabbed my coat and headed for my sedan, parked outside, my friend trailing behind. "What are you gonna do?" she asked. I paused, my breath visible in the cold Chicago air. "I'm going to find out why she lied," I said. "And I'm going to make her regret it." I drove back to my apartment, my hands gripping the wheel of my sedan, my friend's words echoing in my head. Was my sister hiding something? I couldn't shake the thought. The next morning, I sat at my kitchen counter scrolling through my phone, ignoring another text from my mother. Abigail, call your sister. Fix this. I tossed the phone down, my anger simmering. Fix what? Her lie. I wasn't the one who needed to fix anything. I needed answers. I called a private investigator I'd met through a client, Caleb Cole, a guy with a reputation for digging up secrets. Hey Caleb, I need your help. I said, my voice steady despite the knot in my stomach. My sister accused me of something I didn't do. I think she's covering something up. He didn't hesitate. Send me everything you've got, names, dates, anything weird. I'll start looking. I thanked him and hung up, feeling a spark of control for the first time since that dinner. Later that day, I met my friend at a coffee shop. She slid into the booth across from me, her eyes serious. Abigail. I've been thinking. Your sister's been shady about that family trust fund forever. Remember how she got weird when you asked about it last summer? I frowned, the memory hitting me. My sister had snapped at me, saying it wasn't my business, even though the fund money left by our grandfather was meant for all of us. You think she's messing with it? I asked. My friend nodded. She's been too smug, like she's untouchable. I wouldn't be surprised if she's hiding money. My pulse quickened. If she was, that would explain why she needed to paint me as the villain. I leaned forward. I need to know for sure. Can you help me dig? She grinned. You know, I'm in. That night, I logged into the family's shared email account, one we used for trust fund updates. I hadn't checked it in months, my sister always handled it. As I scrolled through, one email caught my eye. It was from a real estate agent addressed to my sister, confirming a payment of $50,000 for a property in Chicago suburbs. $50,000. My breath caught. The trust fund wasn't supposed to be touched without everyone's approval. I forwarded the email to my investigator, my hands shaking, not with fear anymore, but with purpose. Caleb, check this out, I texted. I think she's stealing from the family. He replied instantly. Got it. I'm on it. Give me a couple days. I set my phone down, my mind racing. My sister thought she could bury me with her lies, make me the scapegoat. But I wasn't going down without a fight. My phone buzzed again, another message from my mother. You're tearing this family apart, Abigail. Just talk to her. I stared at the screen, my jaw tight. Tearing the family apart. No. My sister did that when she decided to frame me. I deleted the text and opened my laptop, pulling up bank statements I had access to from the trust. There, it was, another transfer, $20,000 to an account I didn't recognize. My sister's name was all over it. I sent those to my investigator, too. She's not getting away with this, I muttered to myself. My friend texted me, then checking in. Find anything? I typed back, more than I expected. She's been moving money. Her response came fast. That's huge. What's your next move? I didn't answer right away. I was done being the family's punching bag. My sister wanted to play dirty, fine. I'd play smarter. I wasn't just going to clear my name. I was going to expose her for who she really was. I was in my apartment staring at my laptop, the bank statement still open from last night's discovery. My sister had moved $20,000 from our family's trust fund, and that email about a $50,000 property purchase screamed guilt. My phone buzzed with a text from my investigator. Call me. I found something big. I dialed him immediately, my heart racing. Abigail. I got a recording. He said, his voice low but excited. Your sister was on a call with a lawyer admitting she funneled money from the trust to buy a house. She thought no one would notice. I gripped the phone tighter. She said that out loud. He chuckled. Clear as day. I'm sending it to you now. Seconds later, the audio file popped up in my inbox. I played it, my sister's voice cold and smug. The trust money's mine to use. Abigail's too busy playing victim to care. My blood boiled. She wasn't just stealing. She was using me as her scapegoat. Before I could process it, my phone lit up with a message from my sister. You keep digging into my life, you'll regret it. I'll sue you for defamation. I stared at the screen, my jaw clenched. Sue me for her lies. I texted my friend right away, forwarding the threat. She called me within minutes. She's scared Abigail. My friend said, her voice firm. She knows you're onto her. We need to hit back hard. I nodded, even though she couldn't see me. I'm done playing nice. She wants a fight. She's got one. My friend suggested we confront her at the family meeting next week. Everyone would be there. Aunts, uncles, cousins. Play that recording in front of them, she said. Let her squirm. I agreed. It was time to stop hiding. The next day, I met my investigator at his office. He handed me a USB drive with the recording. This is your ammo, he said. Use it wisely. She's not going to go down easy. I slipped the drive into my pocket, my resolve hardening. She's not ready for me, I replied. But the pressure kept coming. My mother called that afternoon, her tone sharp. Abigail, stop stirring up trouble. Your sister's under enough stress. Drop this nonsense. I cut her off, my voice colder than I expected. Stress. She's stealing from us, Mom. Why are you defending her? She sighed like I was the problem. You're making it worse for everyone. I hung up my hands, shaking not with fear, but with fury. My mother always picked her side, no matter the truth. Later that night, my phone buzzed again. Texts from my cousins piled in. Why can't you just let it go, one wrote. You're ruining the family, another said. I deleted them, all my patience gone. They wanted me to stay quiet to protect my sister's lies. But I wasn't that person anymore. I called my friend to finalize our plan. We're doing this at the meeting, I said. I'll play the recording, let them hear her own words. She laughed. She's gonna lose it when everyone knows. You sure you're ready? I didn't hesitate. I've never been more ready. I hung up, my mindset. My sister thought she could bury me with her threats, her lies, her fake tears. But I had the truth, and I was going to use it to tear her world apart. She'd framed me as the traitor, but soon everyone would see who the real liar was. I walked into my sister's living room for the family meeting, my heart pounding but my face calm. My friend stood by my side, her presence steadying me. My investigator had texted me that morning. You've got everything you need. Make her face it. The USB drive with the recording was in my pocket, a weapon ready to fire. My sister sat at the head of the room, smiling like she hadn't tried to destroy me. My mother was next to her, avoiding my eyes. Aunts, uncles, cousins filled the space, their murmurs quieting as I stepped forward. I didn't waste time. We're here to talk about the family trust, I said, my voice clear. My sister's smile faltered. What's this about, Abigail? She asked, her tone sharp but nervous. I pulled out my phone, connected it to a small speaker I'd brought, and hit play. Her voice filled the room, cold and unmistakable. Gasps rippled through the crowd. My sister's face went white, her hands gripping the armrests. That's not true, she shouted, standing up. That's edited, a fake. I didn't flinch. You called me a traitor, but the only one betraying this family is you. I said, my words slicing through her panic. I turned to the others. She moved $50,000 to buy a house, without our consent. There's proof, bank statements, emails, this recording. My cousin's jaw dropped. Is that true? He asked, turning to my sister. She stammered. I was just managing it. My uncle stood up, his voice shaking. Managing it. You stole from us. My aunt chimed in. How could you do this? My sister's eyes darted around, searching for an ally. My mother stayed silent, her face unreadable, no longer jumping to her defense. I pressed on, my voice steady but burning. You framed me. Lied to everyone, said I ruined your marriage. But you did this to all of us. She lunged toward me, her voice shrill. You're twisting everything, Abigail. You're jealous, always have been. I held my ground. Jealous you used me to cover your theft. I'm done with your lies. The room erupted, relatives firing questions at her, their trust in her crumbling. My sister's hands shook her confident mask, gone. She looked small, desperate, cornered. I turned to my mother, hoping for something, anything. She met my eyes for a moment, then looked away. That silence said it all. She'd chosen my sister's side for years, but now even she couldn't defend this. I faced the family, my voice cold. I've spent my life trying to fit into this family, taking your judgment, your dismissal. But I'm done. You believed her lies, without questioning. You're not my family anymore. My friend squeezed my arm, whispering, "You did it." I nodded, my chest tight, but lighter than it had been in weeks. I walked out, leaving my sister's protests behind, her voice fading as I stepped into the hallway. She could scream. All she wanted, the truth, was out. I'd cleared my name, exposed her for what she was. As I reached my sedan outside, my phone buzzed with texts from relatives, some apologizing, others begging me to stay. I didn't reply. I was free. I didn't look back as I left my sister's house that night, the echoes of her protests fading behind me. My sedan's engine hummed as I drove to my apartment, a weight lifting off my chest. I'd done it, exposed her lies, cleared my name. The next morning, my phone buzzed with texts from relatives, but not the kind I'd gotten before. My cousin wrote, "I had no idea she'd do that. I'm sorry. My aunt sent, we should have listened to you." My sister's world was unraveling, and I felt no guilt. She'd forced me to fight for the truth, and she lost. My friend called me that afternoon, her voice bright. "You showed them who she really is, Abigail. They're turning on her." I nodded, a small smile breaking through. "Good. She deserves it." Over the next week, word spread fast. My sister's reputation crumbled. Relatives stopped inviting her to gatherings, their trust gone. She had to pay back the $70,000 she'd taken from the family trust, and her husband confronted her about the lies she'd spread to cover it up. My mother called me, her voice soft, hesitant. "I'm sorry I didn't listen sooner," she said. I paused, my heart heavy but firm. "You chose her side for years, Mom. It's too late now." I hung up, not angry, just done. I'd spent my life trying to please them, to fit in, but no more. My family wasn't the people who shared my blood, it was the ones who stood by me. I threw myself into my work, taking on new design projects that filled my days with purpose. My friend introduced me to a colleague, a woman who'd faced her own family drama and understood the fight. We started meeting for coffee, swapping stories, building a bond I'd never had with my relatives. My investigator checked in too, his voice warm. "You're tougher than most, Abigail," he said. "Not everyone could have done what you did." I laughed, lighter than I'd felt in months. I had no choice. She pushed me too far. He chuckled. "And you pushed back harder." I joined a community group for people who'd left toxic families, sharing my story in a small room of strangers who nodded, their eyes reflecting my pain. It wasn't just healing, it was freedom. Months later, I hosted a dinner at my apartment with my friend, my colleague, and a few others who'd become my new family. We laughed, shared stories, no tension, no lies. My phone stayed quiet, no texts from my sister, no pleas from my mother. They were out of my life, and I was better for it. Sitting there, surrounded by people who saw me for me, I realized something. Family isn't who shares your blood. It's who fights for you. My sister thought she could break me, make me the villain in her story. But I rewrote the ending. If you're stuck in a family that tears you down, listen to me. You don't owe them loyalty. Protect yourself, find your people, and don't look back. That's what I did, and I'm stronger for it. Thank you for hearing my story. If you've ever had to walk away from someone you loved, drop a comment below. I'm reading, everyone. Hit that subscribe button, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and let's keep this conversation going.